You know, I wasn't quite sure how I felt about doing a garden tour today. I've had a really rough week. But then I remember, back when I first started making videos, I was very uncomfortable around the camera. And Nathan, my husband, told me, you know, just think of the camera as your best friend, or your grandma, walking around the garden. And I was like, you know what? That sounds nice. So let's go. Everything's gotten crazy big out here. These knockout roses have been doing great, but I do need to deadhead them. That just means to cut off all of the dead flowers. That promotes them to have even more growth. And I see a few Japanese beetles here. They love to mate on those flowers, don't they? This little area is filled out really nicely. I've got my begonias, my hydrangea that I took from cuttings from last year. This elephant ear, I wasn't sure if it was going to come up. In fact, that's why I put this hydrangea here. But, lo and behold, here it is. My mint here has gone wild. I kind of need to come in here and trim up a little bit, don't I? I love that mint. Once it starts to die back, I dig up everything that I can. And then, of course, it's mint. It always comes back. But that's just a way of kind of keeping it in check so it doesn't completely take out everything. And this banana tree, y'all, look at this. When I got this banana tree, I guess I was at early spring, it was like a foot tall. And, well, goodness gracious, it's almost as tall as me, or maybe about as tall. So it's grown a lot. Uh-oh, it looks like a sunflower got knocked down. That's all right. That one was kind of had it anyway. We'll just give it to the chickens. Hi, guys. Do you want a sunflower? So this guy's going wild. Look at this. That Jarendale pumpkin. I'm gonna get up here with the ladder and kind of readjust things, I think, here. All these corns here are looking so pretty. These are the ones Lily planted for me. That paprika here, it's actually doing really good this year. My paprika didn't do the best last year, but I wanted to try it again because I loved the flavor of homegrown paprika. It tastes nothing like the stuff that you get from the store. It actually has real good flavor and a bit of heat to it. And some type of egg. I'm not sure quite what. What I normally like to do is I take the eggs and I will bring them in the house and put them in a jar. That way I can figure out what is hatching out of them. That way I know if it's a good bug or a bad bug. In fact, I did that just recently. But look at this basil. It's gone all leggy here. But it smells so good. I'm going to be making some tomato sauce here in a few days. But I'm getting sidetracked. I was able to collect some eggs. And they looked like pretty little pearls. And I thought, oh, surely these must be beneficial insects. No. They were leaf-footed bugs, which are the bad guys. I just was a little confused because leaf-footed bugs, the ones I normally see, the eggs are very long in their rusted color. And these looked like little pearls, and I thought that was interesting. This guy is kind of dying off at this point. I think it's pretty much put out what it's going to put out. This is a spaghetti squash. In fact, you see that one? Pickleworms got to that one. Gosh darn it. I've noticed the pickleworms have been really going after this one. They're going after the actual stalk of the plant. I haven't noticed them so much on the other plants, but this one, they've been really going after. I went ahead and put out more spaghetti squash here, and we'll see if it has time to get big enough. Well, it's chasing a bug. And we'll see if it has time to get big enough before our first frost. I harvested quite a few of them off this one already. I want to say a good 5 or 6 of them. And I think I'm gonna give that one that the pickle worms got to the chickens. Harvest this last one here and then probably take the whole plant down and give that to the chickens because there's still some pickle worms in there. That way we can make sure we get rid of all the pickle worms that were on that plant. My other squashes seem to be doing okay. And this arch has gone crazy. You know, it is July and I feel like the garden gets pretty wild this time of year. I love the wild July garden. This is the one, see? That has been dying from late blight. Still getting plenty of fruit off of it. The fruit that hasn't been affected yet, anyway. You know what I think I'm gonna do about that spaghetti squash? I'm gonna go ahead and just take it down today. So I've just got one left, and it's pretty big. And I'll go ahead and just bring it inside and let it finish yellowing in the house. That way I make sure I can get any pickle worms that might be on this plant out to the chickens. Because like most bugs in the garden, they can go through multiple cycles in a season. And I don't want that. Nice made gloves. Whoops. This almost looks like vine borer damage. That's what I'm kind of wondering. Oh yeah, look at that. You see? Little buggards. Now we can get rid of whatever bug that was, and I can do some research on it and see if I can find out some information on it. Because I don't think that doesn't look like a pickle worm, and the way it's going in the actual stalk. The pickle worms generally go after the fruit, from my understanding. See, this is pickle worm right here. It goes in the fruit. All right. Let's get back to the tour. This Southern Beauty tobacco is looking good. This one had a couple tobacco hornworms on it yesterday that I found that it somehow missed. So it's got some damage, you see? God, those little buggers can do damage fast. Isn't this fun with all these gourds? They're so neat. Can't wait to cut little holes in them and make them into cute little birdhouses. And if you see, my corn has gotten quite a bit taller since I showed it to you last. And this row is still going. We've been getting tons of tomatoes. Lily went out and picked a bunch yesterday. I went ahead and processed a batch and made some diced tomatoes. And tomorrow I'm hoping to get around to making some salsa. And I'm finally, spiderweb. And I'm finally comfortable enough to use my pressure cooker on my own. So I've been using that instead of doing the water bath canner. I just find it way more efficient and I don't have to use a ton of water and all that steam's not going all over the kitchen. Because last year I was so nervous about using it, I would have to have Nathan come in and help me each time because I would always worry that I would accidentally explode the kitchen. And this tobacco here is starting to flower. I love tobacco flowers. Such a pretty pink. And this is the Perique variety. So we'll see how Nathan likes this one. This guy is one of the ones that I'm going to be saving seeds from. Make sure there's no bugs on it though. I want to save these tomatoes. I don't want bugs getting to it. This is a Kellogg's breakfast that I saved from seed last year. It has been doing so good, y'all. Look at these ones. This is, I think, the biggest one here. I'm excited to collect some seeds from that big boy. Got lots of cherry tomatoes. I really need to come out here and pick them all. I'm at the point now I probably should start giving them away. I just got so many. I planted this Jarndale squash over here just for fun. Now this Jarndale, I'm just going to go ahead and let go and come up here and go on this whole trellis. Because these tomatoes are going to start pittering out soon. I still want something growing out here. Have more greenery to enjoy. I love this peach hibiscus. Hello, spider. My watermelons are finally starting to take off. They took forever. I thought, goodness gracious, why are they taking so long? But finally, they're starting to climb here. See over here too. See the goldfinches? Oh my goodness, they're so cute. Could you hear them? Keep flying around, oh my goodness. How cute is that? I had to come out here and collect more noodle beans, goodness gracious. Aren't these pretty? And these ones stay purple when you cook them. It looks like, what is this? Wood-ear? Possibly old wood-ear? I do have quite a few mushrooms growing. I know the witch's butter was over in this section here. I haven't seen it in a while. I think this is called the Chinese long bean. I'll have to double check. But it's not growing as quickly as I was anticipating. Last year I did the Blue Lake, and I feel like it was climbing up a lot faster than this, but I could be wrong. I'd have to go back and look at my videos from last year to see. And this area is going crazy. These are all the loofah plants that I got. Lily really wanted some loofahs. And Nathan had the idea of doing these types of trellises here. It kind of opened up here and you can walk inside it. So eventually this will be all nice and covered. I have one more over here, and we're gonna go ahead and walk over this Jarndale squash. This is another one that I went ahead and just put out here. Why not? And I'm just letting it grow. And I'm gonna let it kind of take over this row here with all the tomatoes. You see, I have a tiny one. So cute, look. Here's more loofahs. Oh, Mara, what are you doing? Come see. Look at how wild this has gone. This area. So at this point, I have to duck under here. I'm going to be letting this climb across and letting it kind of take this row out. We'll see how far it goes. But it's been climbing and doing really well throughout here. We got lots of pumpkins. We're going to just duck under here. I don't know why, but that's fun. Okay, this row, I'm gonna be saying this word a lot today. Wild, very wild. Spider web. So even though these have gotten quite sick, they've been heavy producers. And this one here has got bacteria wilt. I'm going to talk about that more later. This guy over here is quite fascinating, really. I collected a seed from an Amish paste tomato last year, and I went ahead and planted them. I got something kind of different. Some of these tomatoes look like Amish pastes, but some are large, like a beefsteak. If you see over here, I think it can show you a little better. Now those two look more like Amish pastes. And then I've got these other ones that are just big and round. And the cool thing about those big ones, I've got a bigger one in the house, is that the inside is still like a paste tomato. So I'm going to be saving some seeds from that one, and we'll see what we get next year. It will be kind of fun. Tomorrow, don't chase the cats. This row here, I went ahead and ripped out. And the reason why is that these guys had bacterial wilt. And that is the first time I've ever had that in my garden. Stuck? Okay. Go that way. Sorry, little guy. Now, bacterial wilt can spread through the root systems. And that's what it was doing over here. It was spreading from plant to plant. And I noticed that it started to attack the fruit. The fruit started to look wilted and wrinkly. So I was pretty sad about that. And I kind of did an experiment with this little guy. He's looking pretty sad right now. It had a little bit of bacterial wilt. And I went ahead and cut it off. I wanted to see if that helped to just cut that section off to see if it would stop the spread or if it didn't matter if it was already in the plant and it would continue from there. It did stop it. It hasn't gotten any more from what I can see. This honeycomb has been next to the bacterial wilt, early blight, late blight, but it's still doing okay. And I have a couple of these guys in the house. I'm gonna collect seeds from them. And these are absolutely one of the sweetest cherry tomatoes I've ever tasted. So good. You see, these carrots are starting to dry up here. I'll be getting so many seeds off of this plant, and we'll plant them out in the fall. This Tabasco plant has done very well. This is one of the ones I overwintered. You see, this is the old stem. I'll be getting a lot of Tabasco peppers off this one. Got the buckwheat starting to blossom. I do love the buckwheat. Yeah, the leaf is kind of a heart shape. More basil. Got some soybeans over here too. I'm not sure when I need to harvest these. I need to look that up. Hi, Treacle. These are my little garden buddies, always following me around out here. I feel like I have so much to do right now, between processing things and just keeping up with the garden and life. It's been a lot. You gotta just take one day at a time. But something that I was excited to show you is I finally got mulch from Chip Drop. I've been on the list for 2 years to get mulch. I just got a notification that my Chip Drop was going to be expiring, and I was like, you know what, I will renew it one more time and we'll see what happens. And within just a few weeks, I was out in the garden and I get a phone call. The girls say I have phone calls, and sure enough, I'm like, hello, and they're like, hi, we're up by the gate and we have mulch. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I pulled down the driveway and backed it up right here. Poured this massive amount of mulch. Wow. That's amazing.
Beautiful mulch.
Yes, it smells beautiful. This is so exciting. You know, I was just gonna go get 20 bags this weekend and it cost me like 60 bucks. This is amazing. I'm gonna put it out everywhere. You wanna help me?
No.
In the past week, I've been working on putting it out everywhere. I was successful. I was able to move all the mulch out. And all my little areas, I have hydrangeas that I took from cuttings, see? Because eventually under the trees I would like to have hydrangeas and different pretty things that flower. But the key is I need mulch, because everything gets overgrown so quickly out here that the plants that I try to grow somewhere will get outgrown if I don't have heavy amounts of mulch down. So this was a huge lifesaver for me, to have everything mulched up really nice and heavy. It was a lot of work, but it was worth it. I got a good workout. I wanted to show you though, I have a few hydrangeas over here too. This one has a new flower and it's pink. So cute and tiny. I probably should take the flower off so it puts more energy into growth, but I just kind of like to see what color they're gonna be, you know? Oh, but you see I have the lily turf up around here. It goes all the way around. Hi Marley, you found a stick? And eventually, we kind of get in the shade here. And eventually this will really thicken up and I'll have more hydrangeas here and it will be real pretty. This is my bee balm here. I'm surprised it's actually done okay because it doesn't really get full sun. Hello. I think I'm gonna wrap it up over here in Lily's garden. It's looking very pretty. Pretty heart shape, isn't it? Her plants have been doing very well. In fact, she had this volunteer mushroom basket that popped up on its own. And she's got different lilies that go around here. One I think is a tiger lily, possibly I think, and the other one is called a rose lily. Because Lily's middle name is Rose, so that's kind of fun, huh? So now she has some rose lilies. My mom gave those to her for her birthday. You see over here, I know I was gonna wrap this up, but to show you one more thing. So Cinnamon, Lily's Flemish giant, she takes out Cinnamon's bedding every few days and cleans it out and throws it out on the plants to feed them. Well, Cinnamon got into some of our squash, some of our Tahitian melons that were just out from last year. And now she's been dropping little presents for us all over. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go inside because that sun's coming out. I'm telling you what, the humidity has been high out here in the south. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today, y'all. Take care, and we'll see you next time.